Hello, 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 hello. This is Hetty de Metty, and Hetty de Metty is going to go on live streaming on YouTube. Yes. And I was waiting for the last couple calls or emails. You can send me emails on hettydemetty at hotmail.com. So I just also sign in to the chat. Send. Yeah. This is my email. Hetty at hotmail. Send. Oh, I have to sign in on this moment for my YouTube channel. So just my number. Let's see what's happening. Broadcasting, yes. I can see myself on the internet. Yes, it's very good. Thank you very much. So another name. Okay. No, my screen is not working yet. Sorry. I just do it without the chat. Excuse me for this. I'm not familiar enough with all the things. I'm sorry. I just have to call again some of my friends. Okay. Let me start today with a new subject. And the subject today is Hetty de Metty will help you by team building. Team building is something which you can do with colleagues, with your friends, but team building is just what it says, is building on each other and makes a team. At first, what can I do? In 25 years, last 25 years, I'm developed myself as a medium, as a coach, spiritual coach, while I was helping other people with problems like burnout, like sleeping problems or relations problems, etc. What I did was making a painting with a lot of colors, and the colors and the shapes will tell me more information about the person who is in front of me. Later on, I didn't have any painting stuff with me, but I would like still help to the other people, and I didn't know how to do that. So what I did, making a shortcut is what you say in English, a shortcut between the personality in front of me and the acknowledgement in my head about the person which I could help for the for the balance of them, the mental balance, of course. So what I first did was to convince the other person that I knew something about the personality in front of me without really knowing them. That was something what I could do, and so the recognizing that I had some gifts which I could use to help another personality to give more inside information about himself, and where the chances were to get more in balance. So that's what I tried to do at first. So I did find a way to recognize other people about their skills, and because everybody knows themselves, isn't it? And I would like to prove it, that I knew information about themselves without knowing them by earlier. So if people are coming to me and they give me a handshake and they will tell me their first name, the birth name, and then the birth date, I knew a lot of information. I know for sure. The letters in the first name will say something about your skills. It's not a blueprint, absolutely not, but just a first impression. Everybody who comes on the earth, we had all perfect talents with us, skills which we already have, but we didn't know. So I try to recognize everybody in their own personality, in their own skills. So if there is recognition, then there will be granting. How it works. First, when you are starting to recognize your own skills without speaking to me, then people are very impressed and said, okay, how did you know that? And you don't know me as well. I didn't told you anything. I said, no, but it's all in your name. So also information's in your birthday, the day when you came here. So what I try to do is first explain your birth name. Then I try to characterize it, your meaning of being here on earth, and I try to do it with your birthday. Of course I have some tools to put some informations and to another level, yes. So I made my own number logic to explain the birthday of birth. It's is the common trait of your rights to exist here on earth. So I try to see why you are here and why you are coming here and what all kind of goals you have. And then the third point, because you always work with a triangle, and the third point is always, how old are you now? How far are you on your timeline? It's not important that you know your age for always, but yes, your age now is very indicated where you are now. So how it works? It's worked with the 7 chakra points. 7 is also a scared number by the Bible. And this also therefore stands also the wounds situation back to functional. If somebody's have hurt themselves, they get scars at the end, but then your skin is already been okay and functional. But of course the scarf will always say, don't do that ever again. So that's what's also here in my life. I try to analyze your birthday, analyze your age, and your first impression. And that's the 3 points for giving me somebody a scan. Your name, the explanation, I put it in a book. In 2019, I developed this book, The Value of a Name. And this was together with a niece from Canada. And so there is a Canadian label on it. I know for sure. Yes, and one of the nieces of my mom. She was a very friendly, but also very stubborn personality. And she was giving me inspirations also to transform the Dutch book to an English book. So she helped me to think about how to work. Then another niece of them for the whole family in Canada helped me with the translations to put it in the right words. And so it's functional, it's really English. It's better than translating by YouTube. Sorry, but that's what it is. This is my book, and I made it a lot of joy, but also in a Dutch way. And of course, I got the Dutch book here too, because that's what I did first. And this is something what you could translate to this, but its system doesn't work like that in the translations. So if you are going to translate the Dutch descriptions to the English descriptions, it doesn't work anymore. So the system was still here, and it was still here, but then on another way of explanation. So the value of a name, that's the important thing what you have to remember. The value of a name, you can explain your own skills. You can look up for your own skills. So I don't want to say too much about the skills, not directly. If there is anyone who has a question for me, please do answer. Give your birthday date and your call name, which you say, hi, I am, and that's your name, and then give me please a little bit of the information so I can send my send my informations to the other person. You see, it's very hard to do it all times in English, because that's not my first language, but I still try to do it, and I would like to go about the whole world. And what can I do as a Hetty de Metty? And I can do a lot of things, because if I give my show about 26 letters of the alphabet, I do the first act always 13 letters. Of course, that's the half of everything, isn't it? And when I explain the letters, there will be a moment of, how do you know that? How do you... So I explain my own system, and I explain the letters. The letters is just general putting somewhere. But in my book, there are 3 positions in the book. It's at the beginning, what you can say as, hi, I am here, is a welcome. The second part is always the transforming. So the information, what would you like to say to other people? And the last part is always say, hi, goodbye. So there is something going on in the system. And the system is working just like the people do. It's just like your heart beating. It's up, going down, and going further. It's going up, down, and further. So the 3 stages of my explanations will do just the same. What can I do about... I try to understand what the questions is. So I can make a scan. Yes, I can make a scan about personalities which you prefer to present. To your way of presentation to other people. It's helping me to understand you. And what I try to do is give you a sort of landscape with all kinds of characters, all kinds of skills. And if you are having recognitions, you will get recognitions from the area around you, also from your boss. If you're doing this together with other colleagues, your manager or your higher person in your company will always be happy, because you will recognize yourself, you know what to do, you know where you're good in it, and then you can use it. And if you can use it, you get positivity, you get more specialty, you get more recognitions from the others, you got more energy, so you are happy. And when you are happy, you go with a lot of fun to your work. Of course, what can do this for your manager? I just pointed somewhere. What are the benefits of doing this with colleagues? That's a very important question. My explanations give everyone a personality inside. So my explanations can also doing amazing to the other persons around about your good qualities. And if they knew about the qualities, they can ask you where you got a good in. So you're good in giving advice, and other people says, okay, I go for results, physical results, but also the results of a... Oh yes, I hear some voices in this moment. I have to come back. And one moment, and I come back to you later. Okay, I'll be back here. Sorry, I hear some noises from outside and it was not nice. So I just asked him what is going wrong. So okay, but I'm back and I just try to focus here again on you, Hetty de Metty, and what can I do for you. What I can do just by a whole group of people is giving positive inside information about you, and what for one person is counting is also counting for the other person with the same letter, of course, in his or her name. So to know what it is to use it, and you know it by yourself, but also, okay, if I don't get it, the other person is also very anxious to help. So that would be great to have, isn't it? So my explanation, what I can do for other personality, yeah, make an amazing make it shiny, make it happen that the other person is believing again in himself. Give more confidence, give more self-esteem, and of course, if personality is going better all the time, it will function much better. In case of problems, of obstacles, you know always to who will assist you. And more, they give good advice. The biggest gain lies in appreciation from each other, because the value of everyone would like to be always good, isn't it? Everybody would like to have a good feeling about himself, but the value from yourself is going up, and there's more energy in it, and it will go more celebrating the victory about each other, and also about company gain. What's in for your boss, for your manager? I said already, you get more self-esteem. So if there is more self-confidence, and by more people on the work floor, it will radiate it by also to your employees. So improvements will take place when your employees experience more of them self-realizations of their self-esteem. Failure costs will go decrease, because if the people are finding more in themselves, are happy with themselves, they will do a lot of more. My example is always what will the employer will do the last 5 minutes of his or her work. Is they going to already to the dressing room to get their coat on to going home, or just put another order in a system, or just making something clean, doing something for the other, but also from the next day. So what is different? And that's called spirit. That's called team building. That's called your drive to come on work, go to work, and be happy at work. Applications can be sent to Hetty de Metty at hotmail.com. If you would like to know what it is for your company, I will read, of course, I would give you an offer to it. What it can do. It's not that much, because go to a therapist and they will charge you more, 2 or 3 times more than me. And of course, the whole amount of money which I earn with this whole situation will go to a foundation in Holland for children with needs. So be sure there is positivity in your own life, but also in the life of another person. And that's what I can do. So if there is some management who would like to fix their own company and get more self-esteem, more self-value in your company, please invite me as Hetty de Metty. Hetty de Metty is giving you a show just like 2 times 1 hour, and between there is a break, of course, because a break is very necessary. It's everybody join me in my show just by sitting and listening. They're sitting at their own chair, and they get a plastic hand from me, just my hand, but then in plastic, with their own first letter on it. If there is anything what they would like to ask, you have to raise your hand, my hand, up, and you can ask the question. Meanwhile, I try to explain all the skills who we have. So you got a sort of course of like an animation, but also entertaining people on a nice way. Hetty de Metty is at first is very shy. Yes, she still needs her teddy bear. This is my teddy bear, and she still needs this teddy bear all the time. For the first time, if we ever go on stage, if I have a group of 15 people, of 22,000 people, it doesn't matter. If I got on stage, I always have stage fever. And this teddy bear helps me all the time. Because I know for sure this teddy bear loves me. And if I got love, I can do everything. So I've been confident with it. Isn't it? Yeah. And I love you very much, you know. You love me too. Thank you very much. So that's my crazy thing. I love to have teddy bear. But at the first I'm very shy. And I will dress me as a shy woman. As a woman with no confidence at all. And that's what I try to do, because there are so many people who is having fear without a reason. Having bad thoughts about themselves. Fill in all the time for other people, which never should do that. But anytime when they come to my show, they will recognize me, something from me. At the second part, I will still be Hetty de Metty, but then the nice version, or the confidence version, and outgoing version, and I'm being crazy, just like I am. Yes, so what can I do more? I can do a lot of things, but there is just one condition which I would like to have. It should be going about the quality of life, not about the quantities. So if a manager would ask me what the difference is with Hetty de Metty or without Hetty de Metty, it's, in a funny way, the quality of life. So if the managers would say, can I more succeeding just like now than ever? Yes, you can. If you appreciate a human being part of your company. If you are appreciating all the facts which they have in their own, in the system. And when are they happy? When they recognize it. In Holland we have a lot of budget normally for team building. And every time everybody thinks about what can we do with the whole team to build something together. And this is so easy. Hetty de Metty can recognize all the skills without something to do. Only sitting and listen. And be surprised about what you hear. And I know for sure there is more work together to do. If you recognize from each other, but also remember each other about the good things which you have. Will our show be more than 2 hours? No. Make a break from a half hour or 1 hour, and then it's 3 hours. Yes. What I try to do is always recognizing people, the skills, and what I try to do is giving advice. What I can do at the front is not so much, because I would like to go as Hetty de Metty with a lot of fear going on stage. It's just she separates herself. At the end, I am very outgoing, and then I can do anything what I would like to do. My book, yes, my book is still handy for your purge. To walk, it will go into it, and if you sit by in the movie, or just on the terrace where you have some joint drinks with another friend, or in a restaurant, you can always get the book, look at the information, and just read for yourself how beautiful you are, how gentle you are, how lovely you are, or precisely. Yes, it's also one of them. If you love the quality, if you like, yeah, energy, what can you do with energy? Yeah, always handy to know. So, yes, the lady on this book, she had her name was Jane, Jani. Her name was also very, and that's something what determination. Yes, but that was also because he was a Frisian, and the Frisian came from Friesland in Holland, and the Frisian is also known by determination, and that's also my mission. You know, my mission is to get over to all the kind of countries about the whole world and go telling about this nice book. But it's not only the book, you know, it is just a way of living. So I call myself Refill Lifestyle. Refill, of course, I know it's also to get your identity and make it happen. But is again feel, just like feeling your heart, just like feel your whole energy system, and feel like you're spiritual. And the last thing is have another lifestyle. And if you have the refilling done, your lifestyle will be changed, and your lifestyle will be changed like the way you would like to do. So also my own blend, the Air of Flowers. Air of Flowers has On Guard in it, and On Guard from doTERRA will says focus on what you would like to do, on what you little things like dreams, but also like goals on the day, or where would you go to, what will you achieve at that moment, just like anything what you would like to do. Is some personally is going for an exam, you would like to pass the exam, of course, so you don't want to have the fear anymore, but you would like to focus on the exam. If the focus is having a good night's sleep, it will help. If the focus is on driving home because you're very tired and you don't know how to work anymore to go head home, it will give you focus on driving you home, so safely. So it's very handy to have the Air of Flowers with all kind of flowers, but also the assistance of the energy. New energy by breathing in, breathing out. It's called the Air. RX from doTERRA is very handy for your lungs, to put them open, to get more energy, more oxygen and more energy to it. Yeah, so focus on what you would like to do. And I'm so very happy to know what kind of focus you have. So if there are any questions about spiritual things, about focus, about my blending or my book or something like that, please come over and give me an email and send it to Hetty de Metty at hotmail.com. So I just have to see if there is any questions. If there is any on the chat, please give me the information and I will give more. I was right on time. Yes, I was. Thank you very much. And my microphone is open, and that was what it is. Yes, it's important. Okay. Is there any questions on this moment? Because I just said already so much about team building. So there is no limitations about the people who's enjoying my team building. It's very strange. Normally you have a quality and a quantity, but there is no limits about the guests which would have the show. The only thing what I try to do is get in locations with all the personalities of your, about the numbers, how about much you have as people who's working in organizations. I know a lot of other people, coaches, who is happy to work with team building, but then there's most of the time just by per sections. So it's one section over there or another one, and so. But you know, if you put your own people around each other, it will be enough to join them. If the colleagues will always recognize the name of the other person. So to make it more easier, just put your name on a sticker on the shirts, and everybody will go like, oh, there is an R. Who is an R? You got an R, and he's got an R, and I got no R, but my brother has an R. So just listen about the R, and I say, oh, yeah, it could be, maybe. Oh, yeah, it will be, and then the end, you will recognize it's real, that it is good. You know, it works like that already 10 years in Holland. And I'm very happy that the book in Dutch has still stand up for all the information still was in it. You know, there is nobody came by and says, this is not correctly. No, still it's explainable for more explanations, but yeah. So yeah, what we try to do is just ask and recognize about your own skill. I know for sure it will happen. Some people has just 2 letters in the name. Other personalities have 10. So, but anyway, there is always a letter from your loved one, from one of your parents, or from your children, or from somebody you know in your own area, and then okay, this is working this way. And if you are a little bit further on in the whole themes, then you also recognize where the conflicts will coming from, because one personality is looking like the left side, the other will say, oh, I will go to the right side. So the left side and the right side, both times they could be have the right one, but if they are together, it's not always mixed. So sometimes it's very hard to understand why people have conflicts. And if you understand the letters, most of the time there is more into it, and know, okay, so this is how they work. Sometimes we got an R at the front of the name, and an R is also at the end of the name. It works not on the same time. So it's the same action, but it is not always the same time that they do this information. So first time the one person start, the other person in the middle, and the other person is the end. And every time when people have something like to do in their action, they would like to do just like by themselves. Okay. I'm scriptable? Yes, I know. Sorry. But it was not the intention to say anything about the letters, because the letters is just in the book. And the book is only here in Holland for just €15. It's the book without signing them. If I sign the book, and that's the original idea from me, is always to do it in the front. It cost me a little of time, so I just set up 20 euro for the whole book, because I will say them always. That's what I try to do. If there is some persons in the show who would like to have it, it's not very easy to sign them all after the show, because then I'm sitting a lot of time just writing instead of talking to you. So you can ask me, just give me a sign that you get a show with a book or a show without a book. So that's of course the different of the kind of price for per person too, of course. Okay, what can I do more? Let me see. Yes, I'm sorry that I when I left earlier, then the microphone was still on, and but anyway, I don't have any secrets for you. Only that the building next to me was a little bit noisy, so I would say I would like to see what the neighbors was doing at the moment. Yes. Do I have more questions on this moment about anything about my book is just not a Bible. My book is just like a book where you can search in and where you can looking for or looking up anything. It's an information book. It's also not give you a blueprint. Of course not. Because if one person is calling themselves John and the other person is John too, they could be two different kind of people. But there is some similar information about them. And that's what they can say about consistency about themselves. They always say, if they say yes, it will be yes. So if they have something to promise, they will keep the promise. That's what one of the explanations of them for the John. They also like very being observers. That's also very good. So there is a lot of things what it's in the name, but the specific informations, the goal why you are here, the existing why you are here on earth, all the things what you try to do here, to learn, that's something what is in the that's what something in the birthday is. Years, yes, the age. If the age is saying that you are doing all the time, just like a system of 7 years. 7 years is also the time that the skin is going to be completely new from underneath on the top. Also, hair color would be can be changed in 7 years. There's so much in 7 years what is going on by your body, your organs or your cells do it, or so a lot of times also with my cards, my spiritual cards, it's also working that I use the color of the nature, the law of the nature. I said always in Holland. I don't know if it's a real word for English, but the nature has their own behaving, and I call it the law. If there's something about nature is going on and we do it just the opposite work, then our life experiments need some more time here. Yeah. Okay. Can I do more about... Yes, I just mentioned everything about it. Huh. Excuse me. It's time to go to bed, I think. It was a hard day here in Holland. Yes, I just mentioned already. After a show is always time for personality questions, but also to give more details about your personality, why you are here, or your name, your birthday, and how old you are now. It's not saying something of your life experiments in the meantime. So if there is some questions about the person by himself, I always need something extra after the general things. You understand? I try to focus on rings or other kind of jewelry, but also a personal clothes or something where the energy into is, and then I just can focus how much more information by the personality is coming in, because our experiments by life, yes, that was not written by the name at the first. The name and the birthday was just from the start that you came on earth. It's already there. So I just have something as a solid ground where you're coming from and where you're going to. And meanwhile, you can have so many experiments. So no, I can't see the by directly at first. It will not be in the show at all. The show is always funny, it's entertaining, it's helping to give the signs how it works. And if I had expressions at that time, it will work just like having the expression. It's not, feeling is not 2D. It's not just like written by words. It's not only this is the case. It's always going into it. So it's 3D and it's always feelings. And feelings is never easy to put back only in words. Okay. Is there something else which I could... no, I think if you would like to see Hetty de Metty at first, the first Hetty de Metty who was very shy, you can go to www.refeellifestyle.com and you see and speak in your own language what I do as a medium, Henrietta, as a typical personality like Hetty de Metty. And of course Hetty de Metty can be serious, but she loves to be smiling all the time and having fun. So that's what I try to do. If there is no questions anymore, you can always give me an email on hettydemetty@hotmail.com for any thing what you would like to know more. I love to have the improving. I love to have I'm embarrassed of I would like to join everybody by improving themselves. That's what I try to do as Hetty de Metty. Recognizing of your very nice personality, given by birth, while you're coming from God here on earth. And recognize you how much fun you could have with all the skills you already have. You don't have to copy from other people. You don't have to be fake. You don't have to be that all kind of negative energy, which costs you a lot of energy, and it will bring you never something. So be personally, have a good life, have a good time, and be sure that you are having a functional, served life to another person. And I know for sure you get a good feeling about. It's about the results. It's about you having more self-esteem. I hope there is a lot of joy for this kind of team building, and I'm glad to join you on sometimes on the stage, somewhere in Holland, maybe somewhere else. Please come over, or just having your ideas, and we can come together. I know for sure. Having a good day, and if you have some email sending to me, please do. Hetty de Metty at hotmail.com. Have a good evening and have a good day. Bye.